got her in the first round, I would have done the same thing. And they've been talking, and she's been saying she's just a Barbie, she should be a model. Well, a model just beat your ass in round 2, so shut up.
What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about one of the most hyped up prospects outside of the UFC, Dakota ditcheva. She's 15-0, tall, dangerous, and just been straight demolish. When I say demolish, she's been wiping people left and right. And we're going to be matching her with the women's top 15 flyweight division in the UFC and see how she fares up against all of them. Now, she just re-signed with the PFL again, so I don't think we're going to see her anytime in the UFC. But the UFC has been signing a lot of people from the PFL, little Bellator merger. We just got Kayla Harrison, Erin Pico. We're getting a bunch of fighters from the PFL. She's 27. She's young. She's good. She's definitely somebody the UFC has at least seen. So you never know. Maybe not now, but in the future, it's definitely a possibility that we can see her come into the top 15 or into the UFC. And it would be fireworks if we do see her. For those who don't know, she's 5'8", 12 knockouts, 1 submission, 2 decisions, 15-0. To put that into perspective, the women's flyweight division has about a 15% TKO stat, while she's at 80. She's a lengthy striker, very accurate. She's going to use teeps. She's good with her hands. She definitely wants to keep it standing. Decent clinch setup where she wants to use her knees. Very good timing, accurate, good takedown defense. But we have not seen a lot of her ground game, and I think that's really going to be her asterisk, where we might see her struggle if she's ever taken to that point. But up until this point, she hasn't been taken there. So let's get into it. We're going to see how she does. First person in the UFC top 15, we're going to go bottom from top, is Eduarda Moura. Now, she is somebody who has been sneakily climbing up the rankings. She's 12-1. And her only loss is a split decision. I have not seen the Lauren Murphy fight, but I've heard she's been really bad. Eduarda is not a bad fighter. She's actually very well rounded. She's good at stand up, pretty good takedowns. But the only thing is, it just seems like something has not been clicking. She gets hit a decent amount, and I just don't think it's enough for her to beat Dakota. Dakota perfectly defended all of Natalia Santos takedowns, and Santos dang near arguably beat Valentina Shevchenko, and I just don't think Eduarda is going to be enough, and she's definitely not beating her in the stand-up, so I'm going to put her in the nod win section. And just to be clear, the nod win is Dakota winning, not the other person. Next, ranked number 14, aldrich, and I personally think she's going to do way worse than Eduarda. She's super flat-footed. She doesn't have a high striking volume. The one thing I do like about her is her clinch game for against Dakota, and this is going to be very reoccurring that I'm going to say, but Dakota, where she lacks is, if you have good enough takedowns, she's able to be held against the fence for a prolonged amount of time. Now, is aldrich that person? Definitely not. She's going to get picked apart. She's going to get demolished. She's going under Eduarda, and she's going to get dog walked. Number 13, Cong. Cong has been having a lot of hype. She's a person who defeated Valentina Shevchenko back in kickboxing, and she entered the UFC, similar to the Alex Pereira Izzy storyline. Maybe they're trying to have the same thing in the flyweight women's division. But Cong is a very interesting fighter. I'm honestly not sure where to place her. I don't know how. Personally, I haven't been too impressed, but she has very good distance management. She's accurate, and she's very similar to Dakota ditcheva. But I guess you can say smaller. Honestly, I don't want to underrate Cong, so she's going to put her in the 50-50. I want to lean Dakota because she's taller, she has the length and similar stats, but we're going to put her in the 50-50. Number 12, Casey O'Neill. Now, this is someone who's going to split decisions with Roxanne Modafferi. Let's be serious now. She's okay, but she stays on the feet way more than I like, and she just has nothing to offer Dakota. I don't see her winning. I don't see her having a chance. She's getting dog walks. Be gone. Let's go on to number 11. Karine Silva. Now, 18-5. Karine Silva is not a bad fighter at all. She's very strong. She has decent stand-up, and she's gonna muscle you to the ground. Now, the only thing that I don't like about her in this matchup is she's very flat-footed, and she's there to get hit a lot. And if you've seen her Vivian Araujo fight, she's just simply gassed out towards the end of the fight, and that's not what you like to see. And it seems like she kind of quit when she possibly could have won that fight if she had enough heart. Honestly, if she had a good game plan, there's a possibility, but I simply don't see her winning. She's gonna get hit too much. She doesn't offer enough on the feet, and the only thing that she got going for her is the takedowns, which are pretty good, but I just think it would be a smooth 29-28 Dakota. Number 10, 15-6 Miranda Maverick. Now, this type of fighter is the type that I see beating Dakota the most. Now, is Miranda the one to do it? No. So we're going to put her in the non-out-of-win section. But Dakota's biggest default is she gets held against the cage a good amount. Now, how long you can do it, if you can get her to the ground, is what really matters the most. Miranda recently went against Rose Namajunes, and she kind of got styled on a little bit. She was actually the one getting taken down. I don't see her being strong enough to get Dakota down. But she's a decent fighter. She's going to pick up more wins in the division. I don't think she's going to get kind of any time soon if she keep going. But she's not going to be the one to defeat Dakota. This is Dakota's typical PFL matchup. Decent stand-up, decent takedowns. After this one, I think it gets pretty interesting. Now we're going to go on to number 9, Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade is, we all know who Jessica Andrade is. She's either she's a glass cannon. She's going to dog walk you or not. We have seen her get exposed too many times. She has too many holes in the game, and she doesn't come in with any type of game plan. She will get knocked out, and she's getting dog walked. She is a decent fighter, don't get me wrong, and she definitely has the right deserving in the UFC, but this is not a good matchup for her, and this is a perfect matchup. And honestly, if Dakota were to go into the UFC, this is who I'd like her first fight to be against, just to see where to gauge her. So this dog walk section. Number 8, Tracy Cortez. Now, Tracy Cortez is a fighter who lacks the game plan, kind similar to Brian Ortega. She has the takedowns, she has the jiu-jitsu. Why are not using it? She stays too long onto the feet. She stays too long on the feet. Why? I don't know. And she gets tagged up way too much. And those are Dakota Ditcheva's bread and butter. She wants to hit you. She wants to strike you. She doesn't want you to clinch with her. She doesn't want to be taken to the ground. Why are you standing up with her? Tracy Cortez is just gonna get piece apart. You're gonna get bloody, and most likely, Tracy's a tough fighter, so we're gonna say decision, loss, and we're gonna put her in the nod win. Number 7, Rose Namajunes, the champ today, dog water tomorrow. Amazing fighter, but some days she shows up, some days she doesn't. Rose Namajunes, scratch what I said about Jessica Andrade. This is where Dakota Ditcheva's first fight could also be as well. Very, very good gauge if you are willing to risk the height dying. Honestly, this is going into 50-50. Rose, although what people say, she's still there. She still has the fire enough to still win. She had this close fight with Manon How do you? I don't know how you say your name, Bannon. She did very good in the stand-up despite the unanimous decision loss. She caught some wins against Amanda Ribas, Tracy Cortez. She did lose against Erin Blanchfield, and then she won against Miranda. With the right game plan, I can definitely see her winning. She can clinch enough. She's not willing to be born. She is willing to be born to get the win. We gonna go 50-50. This can go either way. ranked number 6, Maycee Barber. Now, where have you been? She's 14-2, and her last fight was against Kaylin Shugagan. I think Kaylin actually got married, so her last name is like Kaylin Kamara or something like that. But where do I rank her? We gonna put her in the nod win. She does have the style that I would like to defeat Dakota, but she simply gets hit way too much. A little bit flat-footed, but she's willing to take it to the fire. With Dakota's accurate, powerful style, it's not good. In her last fight against Kaylin Shugagan, I believe Kaylin dang near defended every single one of her takedowns. That's not what we want to see. If she wants to win against Dakota, she needs to be getting those takedowns. She needs better wrestling. She needs to bring things more apart, and then when she's coming in on the inside, we don't need to get hit. She's getting hit. She's getting bloody. She doesn't have the striking accuracy, and she kind of just winks herself to her opponents to get the clinch, to get the takedowns. I don't think that's enough, so we're going to put her in the nod one section. You know, I never looked at it until now, but a lot of these women fighters have like really good records. Number 5, Jasmine. I'm going to butcher her last name, jasudavicius, something like that. She has an upcoming fight against Manon Fiorot in October. She's 14-3, 36. Do she have what it take? She's on a win streak, but she doesn't. She's a little bit too flat-footed. She's a decent fighter. She wants to clinch you up. She wants to take you to the ground, but on the feet, she leaves too much opening. She gets hit a little bit too much. She's too flat-footed. Her takedowns are a little bit sloppy. And with Dakota's takedown defense, TDD, it's not going to be enough. So we're not even going to put her in the 50-50. Although she's ranked higher than other people, we're going to put her in the nod win. Ranked number 4, Erin Blanchfield. Now this is an interesting matchup. 13-2. This would honestly be a tough fight. She has wins against Rose, wins against Talia Santos, Jessica Andrade, Molly McCann, Miranda Maverick. She has been doing really good in the division. The only thing I don't like about her is she gets hit way too much. But she does have that relentless takedown pressure where if she misses a takedown, she's going to go for another one. She misses a takedown, she's going to go for another one. But on the stand-up, she's going to get hit. She's going to get hit, but she's going to keep going. If this is a 3-round matchup, I'm going to favor Dakota. But if this is a 5-round, honestly, I would probably favor Erin. The odds would probably be 50-50. And I'm going to go the same with here, 50-50. If Dakota can keep it on the feet, Dakota. But if Erin takes it to the ground, I don't see Dakota winning. And if she's able to take her to the ground once, I think she's going to be able to do it again. Erin Blanchfield, yeah, we're going to put her in 50-50. And the good thing about this division is Dakota has a lot of fun matchups if she were to ever come to the UFC. And Alexa Grasso, she just wants to keep it on the feet. She had a lot of hype before the Valentina Shevchenko fights. Even the first fight, after that, a lot of people thought she had one. And she still had all the hype. She was winning. She was like, oh my gosh, she's the next thing. She's the one to dethrone Valentina Shevchenko. But after the second fight, she just fell off. And even after that fight, then she lost to Natalia Silva. And now a lot of people don't know where to put her. She's 16-5. And she wants to keep it on the ground, on the feet. She's not gonna take you to the ground. And both these are both stand-up fighters. Where am I gonna rank her on this list? Alexa Grasso, she's a decent fighter. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put her on the 50-50 on the low end, but because although Dakota looks good in the PFL, all due respect, she is fighting PFL fighters. They're nowhere near the UFC level. They're not championship level fighters. We don't know Dakota's ceiling. Actually, she has fought Talia Santos, and that's a little bit telling. But other than that, we don't know her ceiling. She has not fought enough opponents to where we can say, oh, okay, she's the best ever. I'm going to put Alexa Grasso on the low end of 50-50. If I were to create the odds, I'd probably say minus 170 Dakota. But I don't think it's just clear cut Dakota wins. I don't want to hype her up too much. So we're going to leave it at that, and then we're going to go into the number 2 ranking. This is where I do think it gets interesting. Manon Fiorot is who we thought was going to finally dethrone Valentina Shevchenko. 35, 12-2. She was demolishing. She was who we seen as Dakota. You know, she was defeating people in the stand-up, destroying people, very strong, good takedown defense, and even good takedowns of her own. She was defeating people like Erin Blanchfield, Rose Namajunes, Kaylin Chugangan, Marwin Silva, Tabitha Ricci. You know, she was getting all these wins. Valentina, I think she was her first loss in the UFC. Very, 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 very good. And her next fight is against another top 15 ranked fighter, Jasmine Jasudavicius, in October, as I said earlier. And honestly, against Dakota, I would favor her to win. Manon, although she's not as accurate as Dakota in the stand-up, she has a takedown. She has what it takes to switch it up. She can at least match her in the stand-up, and then if it's not going her way, she can get some takedowns. If she doesn't get some takedowns, she can hold her against a fence. She could switch it up with a good game plan. She can definitely win. And honestly, I'm gonna put her in the favorite section. I don't like Dakota in this matchup. And we got the number 1 ranked contender, Natalia Silva, and most likely gonna be fine for the belt next. And honestly, she has very good stand-up. She's not gonna take you to the ground, I don't believe so, but she's very quick movement, good distance management. She's gonna hit you pop up once, she's gonna hit you twice, next thing you know you getting hit like 5 times. She has decent power, not the most, but she has decent power. She's on a huge win streak. I believe she had taken some time off from the UFC, and then she just came back like a monster in 2019. Didn't fight for like 3 years, and then she came against Jasmine and just picked her apart. I don't know if she was fighting with the Shaolin monks in between that time. I don't know what type of meditation techniques that she had, but she just completely turned up and just getting wins since. Piecing up Alexa Grasso, Jessica Andrade, Vivian Araujo, Andrea Lee. She's been doing good in UFC. I'm gonna put her in the favorite section. Again, it's just we don't know how to the extent of how good Dakota is. Natalia has proven she has been fighting the best of the best. She knows what to expect. She knows the switch up. I'm assuming she has good game planning. We're gonna put her in the little bit favorite section. Now on to the champ, the Bullet. Fool me once, fool me twice. You're not doing that. Valentina, we definitely thought we were gonna see her on the way out ever since the Talia Santos fight, and then she lost against Alexa Grasso in that rear naked choke. We thought it's over. She's not gonna get any more wins. She's getting old. Her style is figured out. And in the second fight against Alexa Grasso, she got the draw. Very split decision. A lot of people thought, okay, on the third fight, Alexa Grasso is her fight to win. Valentina's on the way out. Boom. Defeated Alexa Grasso, and then Alexa Grasso lost, right? So and then we got Manon Fiorot, a very strong, tough stand-up and ground game fighter, but she completely defined the odds. She's undeniable. I think the greatest fighter of this division. Close fights with Amanda Nunes. I think she's definitely too much for Dakota. I think she has good stand-up. She knows how to switch it up. She's high enough IQ. I don't think Dakota's going to have nothing for her to stand up or to stay in the fight with her the whole 25 minutes. I think it probably will go to... I think Dakota's getting submitted now that I'm thinking of it. Yeah, I don't think she lasted 25 minutes. I don't think we even seen Dakota go full 5-minute rounds for 5 rounds. But I think Valentina getting this. I think she's destroying the hype. I think she's winning inside the distance. I'm not sure how much more years she has on her. I think I said she's 35. She's actually 37. So she might retire soon, but she's one of the greatest fighters to ever do it in her respected division. And that's it, y'all. Now, this had to do a little bit more research than I expected, but if y'all want to see another one of these, let me know. I'm always want to put out what y'all want to see. More videos to come. I'm probably gonna try to put 2 videos out next week. I'm gonna try my best. We gonna see. And yeah, see y'all next week. Goodbye. I'm out.